Hello. Welcome to the second tutorial, uh, part of the implementation of cloud load balancing, cloud computing jet. And then this is again very important lab to understand how to set up application load balancer, and it's also part of the professional cloud architect certification for GCP. So let's see in this lab what we are going to do. It's not that big lab. Configure a default region and zone. Same what we did in the previous tutorial, and create application load balancer. That's also was there in that previous tutorial, and then that is the traffic to your instance. Looks very similar to the previous one, but some extra steps are there. I will tell what are the extra steps. So quickly let's start the lab, and then we'll talk and learn together. Yes, so I opened the incognito mode. Let it approve or give the consent. It will come now. Yes, so I completed term and conditions, and these are the prerequisite. Yeah, it will always ask to better to open this and cloud cell. Okay, and just for the testing we'll hit this command to list down the project, so it will show our current project. Yes, now let's go on with the task one. So task one is same easy one. Create a default region. This time the region is changed to the Europe West 4, and then we have configured the default region as this one, and then now we are going to configure the default zone as Europe West 4A. So that's done. Now in the task 2, is there any progress? Progressive? No. So now task 2. So create a multiple web server instance, and this time the code it will use the same this zone, the one we have used, and the tags definitely. So similarly it is going to create a 3 instance. I think, yeah, 3 instance, 1 2 and 3, correct? So it's the same ww1 2 and 3 instance. Okay, and then it will create a firewall rule, same like the previous one, and then list down the external IP, call the external IP, and then this is the new one, task 3, create application load balancer. It was not there in the previous one, load balancer. Okay, so we were in the step 2, so just create. It will take few seconds. So one, copy the second one. First instance is getting created. It will take few seconds. Yes, it's completed now. You can see the external IP address and internal IP address. Now the second one is being created, and then I copied the third instance command also. Yes, second is created. Now third is being created. After creating these all 3 instances, I will create a firewall rule. We'll see it here in the bigger screen. Okay, so create a firewall rule to allow external traffic to the VM instance. Yeah, and the name is www firewall network LB. Tag we have network LB tag, and then allow TCP IP. Okay, so third one is also created. Now we have created the firewall rule also, about to finish. And after that what we'll do, we'll list down all the IP addresses for the 3 instance. So 1 2 and 3. Yes, now we're going to curl. Basically we need only this much, and remaining we need to replace. So we'll start with the third one. Okay, yeah, it's working. Now second one, is also working, and then the first one. Yes, first one is also working. Okay, there is a progress check. Complete it. Now create a application load balancer. Application load balancing is implemented on Google Frontend. Okay, so let's directly jump to the command. First create a load balancer template. Okay, and then create a manage instance group based on the template. Yeah, these steps are, I think, different as compared to previous one. And then this allow health check was there. Yeah, okay, so let's create the load balancer template first. Yes, it's created now. Now secondly, create a managed instance group based on the template, and what it is, what it's going to use. So LB backend template, LB backend group. Okay, it's going to create a managed instance group now in the same zone. Everything we should create in the same zone. Meanwhile, it's being created. Let's copy this third one, health check rule. Yes, so now it's going to create a health check rule. Okay, so in the increase traffic, this levy use the target allow health check to identify the VMs. Yes, there is an increase. Okay, now the instance are up and running. Set up a global static external IP address that your customer used to reach your load balancer. Now we are going to create a static IP address, and that static IP address will be for the customers or the from front end side. So all the hits will come on this static external IP, and then this external IP address will route the request within the or load balance the request to among the three instances, the one we created, www1, 2 and 3, based on their availability and yeah, resource availability. Basically it used to distribute the load, and that's what the load balancing. Now yeah, let's create the static yes, it's created, and version IPv4. And now notice that IPv4 address that was reserved. Okay, and then the second command, save the IP address as you need it to refer in the later lab. Okay, so we'll save this. I will keep it here. Okay, now create a health check. Yeah, it's created, and create a backend service. Add your instance group. Now seventh one is the add your instance group as a backend to the backend service. Yep. Now this command is for the seventh step. Create a URL map. Not at all. Meanwhile, what it is saying for the 8, create a URL map to route the incoming request to the default backend service. Okay, so it's mapping the URL basically to route the incoming request to default backend service. Okay, so I copied the command. What is there? Okay, we'll read it meanwhile. So URL map is a Google Cloud configuration resource used to route request to backend service or backend buckets. For example, with external application load balancer, you can use a single URL map to route request to different destinations based on the rules configured in the URL map. So let's say request for this one go to backend service, request for this one goes to different backend service, and request for image will go to different backend service. So this is the mapping, URL mapping we used to do. Okay, is it completed? Not yet. Yeah, it's going to complete. So backend global. Okay, so now we are going to hit this 8th step command. Now it's done. And what is that? Create a 9th one is a create a target HTTP proxy to route a request to your URL mapping. Okay, so I copied this and done. Now 10th one, I think this is the last one. So create a global forwarding rule to route incoming request to your proxy. Okay, yeah, it's created. Now we can do a progress check. That's completed. Test traffic sent to your instance. Now open the Google Cloud Console. In the search field, type load balancing and then choose a load balancing from the search result. Load balancing, load balancing, load balancer that you just created. Web map HTTP. In the backend section, click on the name backend, VM health, okay, IP address. When VMs are healthy, test the load balancer using the web server going to HTTP IP address, replacing IP address with the load balancer IP address that you copied previously. Okay, so let's go to the, I will keep it somewhere else, just on the browser. Okay, so it's asking to go to the load balancer, load balancing. Let's go to the last one, previous. Okay, so we are in the load balancing, and then in the load balancing, it's asking, yeah, this is the web map HTTP we created as a load balancer, and then in the backend, click on the name of the backend. Yes, yes, some of the instance group don't define. So in this one, it's asking when the VMs are healthy. Yes, all the both VMs are healthy, 2 out of 2 VMs are healthy. Wait a few minutes, and if not healthy, then wait a few minutes. But otherwise, when the VMs are healthy, test the load balancer using a web browser going to HTTP. Okay, okay, okay. So I copied this one, HTTP. I will replace the page search from this backend. So basically I'm hitting this URL, just I will show you here. So I copied that this IP address, and I'm replacing this IP address, my copied IP address as I listed here, and then hitting on the browser. So it's showing page serve from this backend group. This is the backend group. Okay, so you will see 5 minutes and page serve. Yeah, this is what it is asking. It will show like this. So the page is getting served. I mean, it's basically being routed. My the IP address, the one I used, it was from this static. One second, I will show you. Frontend. Yeah, so this was the IP address, actually the one we have created from the front end side. So our requests are coming on this IP address 89. This is what I copied, right? Yes. Yeah, so now I think we have done the testing, and we can check the progress bar. It's all completed. So now we can close this lab, just exit from here and then close this one. Yes, why it's not 100? There's no, yeah, it became, now it came 100. So we can end the lab. Yes, thanks for watching. See you for the next time.